I know because I'm a baker and because I came in with no baked goods that I already lost points. So I will say that I told Finesse I had a lot of orders because it's the holidays, so I will send her with some things for you guys for one of your classes before. So don't worry. So I'm Videlle, and everyone always, when I go to forums, they say their passion is what their business is, and I'm always like, that wasn't for me. For me, my passion was nonprofit. And if you asked me to go to a corporate company and tell them why they should sponsor my job and the good that we did, it was second nature, and that's what I knew to do. And it's what I thought I always wanted to do. When I think about baking, I think about growing up West Indian and my mother baking black cakes every holiday, me looking at the mixer and her saying, no, use the spoon, turn the butter and the sugar, and me hating baking. So it was funny when I actually started baking. In December 2009, I decided to start baking. I was watching Cake Boss, and I was like, I can do this, and who does he think he is? And I can make that. You know, I'm so competitive that my sister was like, you can't. And I was like, yes, I can. This girl can bake, watch. And that's how I got my name, and I started baking. I would say that from that time, when I first started, what I did was I took a lot of classes. I feel when you want to do something, you have to learn. So I started taking classes at Michael. I started getting on YouTube. I started visiting bakeries. I started tasting people's pastries. Anything I could do to figure out how to make a cake, because it wasn't that natural to me, I would say, but it was something that I really was interested in. And as time evolved, I challenged myself on what I could make. So I went from making a cupcake or a traditional cake to making a car, making bags, making shoes, making cakes for a lot of my nonprofit partners I had worked with for their galas, catering, events, anything you could think of. Making a Barbie doll, anything that could be cake I wanted to make. If there was a new character out, I have made Yo Gabba Gabba, Elmo, and Sesame Street characters so many times that that is now my second nature. So that's something definitely that I enjoy. Growing my business, I would say social media was the savior. Facebook has helped me a lot. A lot of people find me through Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. So these are things that I definitely use to my advantage and things that I enjoy. As far as growing my business, I would say that my business grew by surprise. It grew overnight. It went from me making a few cakes and even giving cakes away. Like, hey, oh, I'll make a cake. Oh, I'll bring a cake. Anywhere I went, I wanted to bring a cake. To me, not being able to do that anymore because of how many orders I get. And a lot of that I attribute to definitely social media, networking, and also just believing in myself. I would say that it was hard at times because I felt because it wasn't my initial thing that I wouldn't be as good. And that's something that I think that you definitely have to challenge yourself when you have a business. You always have to challenge yourself. You always have to believe in yourself that your product is better than the next product. So that's something that's definitely great. I'm so sorry. There's some things here. So as far as how I run my business, I do have a website. It's thisgirlbakes.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram as thisgirlbakes. And I use a commercial kitchen space in the Bronx. So I'm able to leave all of my products there, and I can book the kitchen during certain hours. And it's definitely my thinking pot. I draw my creativity from anything. So I follow tons of celebrities, and if I see Nicole Bitchie put up, do you think this shoe that Keisha Cole is hot? I then want to mimic that shoe and say, I can make that shoe into a cake. And I think that's what definitely keeps me mainstream and challenging myself, because I'm looking at things that we're all looking at every day and saying, I can make that a cake. That Macy's bag, I can make that a cake. So I'm always pushing myself. I did bring my laptop, so at the end, I guess I can put it somewhere, because I need to hook it up to this. And I have a short slideshow that you can look at some of my cakes, or you can feel free to follow me on Instagram, because I know everyone in here.
Yeah, me too. Me too, I think it's amazing.
Yeah, it's good, because everybody has smartphones. So follow me on Instagram, This Girl Bakes, and I'll follow you back. I'm sure if you guys have questions, you'll ask me, because I'm pretty sure there's things I didn't mention I should have. Thank you.